Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, and you ladies, this literally does not work. I am actually in a state of shock at this moment because we are just learning that the Dallas Cowboys ended up doing an in-season cut of Jalen Smith, that Jalen Smith has been released. It literally has just happened so quickly that I haven't even had a chance to really get the details of it. Wow, because Jalen Smith had actually been playing well. So you guys were what?
We're about to swipe.
Well, okay, it's not no, but Jalen. Stop, Mike. Stop. Let's not hate on them. The Eagles will grab him. They didn't save a dime. Well, no. They do. Okay, here's at least before I start doing research. Let me double check because this was. This was originally reported, tweeted out by Adam Schefter that he was released by the Cowboys in season surprise. The thing that I could think of is that the Dallas Cowboys probably looked at it as we are full of linebackers. That's the strength of our team right now. And, with Keanu O'Neal coming back, that he would end up being released. Okay, so here's the thing. Once you kept him from March of this past year, once you ended up redoing not releasing him before March, you basically took on his whole contract is then fully guaranteed for this year, okay? For this year. However, if he gets cut, it's no longer guaranteed for next year, okay? So I'm looking at, and it's not just Adam Schefter on here, because I got Todd Archer. The Cowboys have decided to release Jalen Smith. As Schefter said, Smith is owed the remainder of a $72 million base salary this year. Jones spoke with Smith today about the decision, according to sources. That was 1 minute ago by Todd Archer. Marcus Mosher says the Cowboys had a Jalen Smith problem. His contract was fully guaranteed for injury in 2022. Better release him now than being on the hook for a salary. And this may be the thoughts of, okay, the Cowboys, you're not saving any money. We're not saving, there we go, this camera. We're not saving any money by getting rid of Jalen Smith at this point, but we can save money next year on the cap because, and let me look at over the cap. Shout out to the 515 people that are here. It's false news. Gerald Chavez, no, it's not. It's not false news. Now Todd Archer is now coming through with it, after speaking with Jerry Jones.
My phone's blowing up.
Okay, all right, well, it's blowing up. Okay. Hit the like button. Hit the like button on here. If you, at least, if you're here and enjoying the chat and all that, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 40,000 subscribers. The power of 4. The audio. What's the audio? You're not hearing? It's coming out of here. Brother, can you hear me? Brother, can you see me? It's according to my system, it's there. Lola, what's up? Okay. He actually was playing well this year. I'm surprised they didn't try and see if they could try and trade him because his value had to increase some. But the bottom line is, they're saving money on him for next year. So if we look at over the cap, Jalen Smith, let's look at the breakdown of what this means. What this means is this is a cap move for next year where the Cowboys have to, we have 31 free agents basically at the end of this year, and we can't keep them all. Echo. You got an echo? Oh, hold up. Sorry, because I turned the system on. Off audio. Forgive me. Yep, that's it. Okay. Let's see. That should have taken care of the problem. That should have taken care of the echo. Echo gone. Echo is gone. Turn off the cat. Yeah, I just did. I didn't realize because I ended up going from the outside to the inside, and I had to turn on the camera, turn off the camera. Okay, there we go. Yes, it's bad too. Good now. Okay. All right. So if you're just tuning in, first of all, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button because we got here literally within minutes of Adam Schefter reporting. And of course, you have to look at things side-eye when Adam Schefter reports it, but we're getting it from others. The Dallas Cowboys have done a surprise cut and got rid of Jalen Smith, the swipe. Damn, I didn't get rid of that shirt in time. I actually have an autographed shirt over there. The echo's gone. Okay. So Jalen Smith contract as constituted right now, he still has $7.2 million of money of salary, whatever part that hasn't been paid thus far. We'll still get there. That's guaranteed, okay? However, he has zero guaranteed for next year. So this saves some money on next year. It doesn't save any money this year. It doesn't save any money this year, but he was cut. So what it saves them on next year is it saves them $9.2 million for next year and leaves a dead money of 2.6. So, yeah, that's a surprise. Ladies, I'm sorry. This happened so quickly that I literally didn't have time to set up my the ladies' night and all that. So, ladies, yes, it's ladies. It's every night's ladies' night. Every night is lady night. So make sure you hit the like button here. We're actually scouring the interweb here about everything with Jalen Smith, which literally I was sitting upstairs, I was getting ready to go out and do a video, because that's what I do. That's what I do. I do lots of videos. And I think now the Cowboys are beginning to get some people back. I think they're looking and saying, Micah Parsons, he's our real deal. We're going to get D-Law back eventually. We know we got Randy Gregory that's out there coming back. Bradley and I should be. Carlos Watkins. That it's a numbers game. We got a lot of guys that are there. Now, I'm sure that Jalen Smith, with people seeing what he's done these first 4 games, will be able to get a job a lot easier than had he been released before the beginning of the season. So let's check the Twitter because this is really breaking news. This is crazy. Yeah, Jalen Smith, it's already 6,000 tweets. It's trending. In-season surprise, David Wiley. What's up, my man? David, I just finished off the last of the potato salad. Cowboys have released Jalen Smith's sources said, here is the context from September 6th. The team carrying an uncomfortable $9.2 million risk in the form of his 2022 guarantee. Smith could not be traded, so he's cut outright. So this is what the Cowboys were doing is basically they're saying, if he gets hurt, we have to pay him for 2022. So it's not, it went beyond just saying, okay, we'll play it out and we'll cut him at the end of the year. If he got hurt, which in the NFL, the chances are pretty good that you could, then they're basically saying, we're making a financial decision right now. We understand you've played well so far this year, but with the amount of linebackers that we have, we're going to let you go. Now, let's hope that this doesn't come back around to bite us in the ass because injuries and COVID are out there. It's very, we've gone through losing both starting defensive ends. Fortunately, we had Micah Parsons out there, and Micah Parsons, when he's not playing defensive end, he's playing linebacker. And I think that they looked at it and said Van Der Esch seems to be healed, and he's playing really well. And Keanu O'Neal, when he doesn't have COVID and he's coming back, that he's playing really well. And they looked at it and said, do we want to go ahead and look at this and say Jalen Smith is our 4th linebacker and risk another $9.2 million next year if he gets hurt? Probably will. What's up, Big Wizzy? Big Wizzy, I was just talking about you today earlier because if the Cowboys happen to go and win the Super Bowl, I spent $100 and got put $100 in the Cowboys for Super Bowl at your hotel, and I'd be coming back to collect. Yeah, it'd be a party too. I hope not. Well, let's hope not. But I think with Keanu O'Neal coming back from COVID, the Cowboys looking and saying our schedule is soft up here, we're going to make a business decision and say we're going to cut now and save money later. That's what I think happened. Micah, Curse, Neal, Cox's wife. That's it. Marty G, why not get anything for him? What about depth? At least provide depth. It's not a big falling off. Well, I understand what you're saying, but you look at it. Keith Reynolds, what's up? The defense is playing well. Why mess with this? Always tinkering with what's not needed. I think the Cowboys are worried about him getting hurt. They're just worried about him getting hurt. Because if they get him hurt, then that's $9.2 million next year. And the reality is you only have so many resources that you can go around. The Cowboys are going to have a big problem next year with all of these players that you have. You look at it. Randy Gregory's only last year of his deal. You know, Carlos Watkins, your Keanu O'Neals, your Vander Esch's, your Connor Williams. You know, you've got a lot of guys that you may want to keep. And right now, as it stands, before we sign any of those guys, we're about $10 million over. And at the moment, we only have about $4 million in cash. So you have to start making some decisions now that are going to help to affect the future. Someone in the division will pick him up, and it will come back to bite us. Someone in the division might pick him up. That's true. But I'm not sure that it's going to come back to bite us. I'm not sure about that one. I don't like the move. We will see how it plays out. Depth is one of our strongest points. Watch Jaylon go to the Eagles. Well, he wouldn't be the first Cowboy to go to the Eagles and implode them. Jerry Brett, whatever. Cap hell. That makes sense. Smith doesn't make any team in our division better than us. Have to agree with you on that one, Jeff Z. I think we should trade him. Well, here's the problem. Again, that sounds great in fantasy football, but the reality is they actually had him on the trading. You know, basically, if you wanted Jalen Smith, you could have traded for him. They were open to that, but nobody was going to trade for him with that contract that Jerry Jones signed him to. $9.2 million is just too much. Am I ignorant for not understanding this move? It's a business. Okay. This is a business financial move because of his injury guarantee. Wait a minute. Washington football team just lost their left tackle. Bostic. Ooh. Wow. Okay, that hurts them a lot. Replacements all set. Good move. Vander Esch is next. No, I think Vander Esch will be held on to. But again, if Vander Esch has a great season and you decide, you know, he can stay healthy, you have to pay him. And we have a lot of guys to pay. And so doing this now saves you down the road almost $10 million. And George, you're 100% right. Nobody wanted that contract. No savings this year because we waited after March 26th it was. Once March 26th passed, his contract was fully guaranteed. That was a time where there was the window where are the Cowboys going to make a move on Zeke Elliott or, you know, Jalen Smith? Because if they cut him in, they could get away and not have to pay a whole bunch of money. They would have saved a bunch of money. The Cowboys waited and decided, no, we're going to hold on to him. Bostic is out for the year. The hits keep coming for the Washington football team. Ouch. Tomorrow night, program note, I will be doing a live stream. This is going to be epic. We're going at 10 o'clock at night with Bad Dog, whose team is really bad, with Philly 500, and, of course, Rio of the Washington football team. We're going to be talking about the state of the NFC East. The man with one leg will be good. We have some hungry dogs waiting to eat for a cheaper price. Jaylon was getting pretty much too much. Well, here's what you got to look at. Jaylon, actually, let me pull up. This is how crazy it is when you start thinking about this. I want you to think about this. Okay. Cowboys have $4.3 million of cap space right now, and that was after restructuring Dak Prescott's contract the first year of it. Jalen Smith is the fourth highest cap hit on the Dallas Cowboys. Amari Cooper is first. at $20 million. Dak Prescott is, of course, second at $17.2 million. Zach Martin, where is D-Law? Oh, because D-Law's on injured reserve, so he's not showing up on there. Zach Martin is at 9.5. Then Jalen Smith is at 9.8. Okay, so Tyron Smith is only 7. Zeke Elliott is 6. Anthony Brown is 5. Blake Jarwin is 4. So when you start getting down here and start looking at Micah Parsons, who's $3 million, when you look at Terrell Besham, who's only $2.5 million, when you look at Randy Gregory, who's only $2.25 million, when you look at Brent Urban, who's only $1.7 million, when you look at Carlos Watkins, that's 1.7. When you look at Dorrance Armstrong, who's only $1 million, when you look at Demontre Kazeez, who's $987,000, when you look at Malik Hooker, who's only $920,000, and Chauncey Golston, that's $800,000, and so on. You look at this and say, damn, we got about 8 guys for that same $9 million that you're paying Jalen Smith. You look at that and say, do we want to take on that salary for next year? You may have looked at it and said, we could hold on to him. We could hold on to him and, use him right now as depth and everything else. But if he gets hurt, we are stuck with his contract the next year. It is an injury guarantee. So they said right now, this is the best opportunity for you to sign on for another team because you've been playing well and looking good. And we were fortunate that you didn't get hurt, and maybe you end up signing with somebody else. That's the way I would look at it. And that kind of makes sense. To me, that makes as much sense as possible. It's not something you want to do, but in the grand scheme of things, you could be without him for an injury anyway and have lost him for the year. Stop spamming. We will definitely, or what it may be is because the Cowboys have played, they may not be signing anybody. It may be that you got guys that are getting ready to come off of injury reserve, in which case you have to have a place for him. So when Neville Gallimore comes on back, off of IR, you need space for him. If Jalen Smith showed out last year, things would. You're right about that. I'm sure Cox will, but if once DeMarcus Lawrence comes back, you're going to look at Micah Parsons being, playing a lot more in linebacking situations. Yeah, and it also may be that the Cowboys are going to go more to that 4-3 defense and end up using Micah Parsons on the outside, Randy Gregory there, and you look at Keanu O'Neal and Van Der Esch. Well, you can't cry over spilled milk. That money has been spent. It's gone. It's out of here. There's nothing you can do about that. You just can't. And you know what? There's a lot of teams that have spent money that was wasted. You could look at guys like Sam Bradford. Has an echo? It still has an echo? Seriously? Hold up. I still have an echo? I thought that was before. That there should not be any echo right now whatsoever. No echo. Okay, or maybe L4G just joined in from and started from the beginning. Oh, I'm good. No echo. Okay. All right, shout out to the 1,530 people that are in here right now, tuning in, finding out that Jalen Smith has been released by the Dallas Cowboys in a surprise in-season move. No echo. Hate this for Jalen. Wow, this stuff is, whoa, good Lord.
I was the one that sang your rhythm, man.
No, you don't. No echo here. Good audio. Wow. Sounds good. The chats are literally are blowing up here. They are flying through. We've got chat rates of 120 a minute. Good God. All right, so let me see if I can find out anything else on it. Like I said, Jalen Smith has left the building. The Smith experiment is now over. No new tweets or articles on that. He got released in a surprise move. Wow. The let's see. Yahoo Sports just posted an article on it. Let's see what we got. The Dallas Cowboys have released Jalen Smith per Adam Schefter reports. In his fifth season, second-round pick by the Cowboys in 2016 out of Notre Dame. Smith made the Pro Bowl in 2019. He started every game from Cowboys, but came off the bench in 2 of the 4 games this season. It is not immediately clear what prompted the Cowboys to cut 4 weeks in the season. Reports say it won't be official until tomorrow, leaving open the unlikely possibility that Smith gets traded in the meantime. Yeah, I don't think anybody's traded. Okay, so basically Yahoo Sports is just talking about what we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes, and they just released that. So there's no other news other than the Dallas Cowboys surprise cut Jalen Smith. Let's look at football rumors. The Cowboys are moving on from Pro Bowler. The team is releasing Jalen Smith, according to Adam Schefter. Everybody's basically quoting Adam Schefter. Okay. Wouldn't it be crazy if Adam Schefter was wrong and everybody ran with it? Should have been done before he got paid. They would have needed to have done that before March 26th, and that's where the Cowboys, hindsight is 2020. It's kind of like Aldon Smith that Seattle wanted to trade for him during the season, and they kind of said, nah, we want to re-sign him, and then he didn't, and you got nothing for it. Now he's going to go play somewhere and ball. Well, that happens. It wouldn't be the first linebacker we release, but we've got players that right now we have more linebackers than anything else. Yes, cut Brown. Brown is he's had some bad plays. The first game was rough, but he was going against one of the best receivers in football.
He almost got 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, he's got an interception. Almost had a second, so come on.
And he's been tackling. He's been playing better.
Jalen is ass, never wrong. Take away Jalen the person, Jalen the player was bad. You're right about that part. Just got that news. Is there any, Reven asks, Mark, could the article be, it's not, well, okay. Let me say this much. It started from Adam Schefter, okay, who said, surprise move, Jalen Smith being released during the season, okay? That's what came out. Everybody has gone off of Adam Schefter's tweet. So when I look at Pro Football Rumors, the Cowboys are moving on from Pro Bowl. The team is releasing Jalen Smith, reports ESPN. See, everybody's doing plausible deniability, just like I put in my title, per Adam Schefter. So if it's not right, don't look at me. Don't you mother humpers look at me and say, you're wrong, Mark Holmes. Okay. I'm reporting what's being reported, so take that. Right, it won't be official until tomorrow. The reason, they haven't exactly stated a reason, but the reason would probably be the guarantee injury settlement in his contract. If he were to get injured and can't play anymore, he would end up getting his contract paid for next year. Micah Parsons forced this move. He's the big dog now. Well, it's Micah Parsons' defense right now. You can't even say it's DeMarcus Lawrence's defense any longer. This has now been handed to Micah Parsons. What's up, Gina? Gina, you always in here supporting. Shout out to Gina. A lot, no echo. Okay. Smith to the best. Love you, Mark. You're the best. It's what? The GOAT? Oh, Lordy. He wasted so much money buying the jersey. Oh, my God. You think about that. Yeah. I want to have the number 9. You're wrong, Mark Holmes. Laugh out loud. Okay. Hope this isn't an Aaron Rodgers situation. Adam is full of crap 90% of the time. I'll believe it tomorrow. Well, let's check the headlines again. If it is wrong, he's done made a whole lot of people jump. ESPN is reporting it now. Todd Archer on ESPN, the Dallas Cowboys have released Jalen Smith, a source told Adam Schefter. The move comes as a surprise since Smith has not missed a game in his career, and the Cowboys are on the hook for his full $7.2 million base salary. The team had some trade discussions earlier in the season, according to one source, but a deal never came to fruition. By releasing Smith now, the Cowboys are free from the $9.2 million base salary in 2022 that was currently guaranteed only for injury. Owner general manager met with Smith on Tuesday to discuss the team's decision, according to the source. Smith signed a 5-year, $64 million extension in 2019 that included a $35 million in guaranteed money before the season opener against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Smith started every game he played from 2018 to 2020 and was named to the Pro Bowl after the 2019 season. This season, Smith did not start any of his 4 games. He was credited with 19 tackles and played in 148 of 264 snaps. With first-round Micah Parsons making a huge impression early, the Cowboys were comfortable with the move, even the financial ramifications. Leighton Vander Esch started Sunday's win against the Carolina Panthers, and they are expected to have Keanu O'Neal back from injury reserve list this week. Forever Fashion Limited, they are releasing Anthony Brown. They should be releasing Anthony Brown. They couldn't trade Jaylon. We have the worst GM in the league. Okay, I'm not going to agree with you on that one because our GM brought us in here, got us guys like Keanu O'Neal and found us guys like Micah Parsons and all that. Okay, nobody is perfect. Teams make all kinds of mistakes. Yeah, and we got Diggs in here. Okay, you know we expect everybody to be perfect, but it's football, man. You just watched the film. Oh, right. Like Jalen Smith says, those who understand football, watch the film. Watch the film. They know. And the Cowboys watched the film. And that's why he wasn't starting any of the games. So to pay a guy $9.2 million that is a part-time starter, and you might end up, if you keep him, have a fully guaranteed contract next year, when you look and say, I got all these other guys here that are performing right now that I can't, it's a business move. Okay, so back to this article by Todd Archer. They also have rookies Jabril Cox and Luke Gifford at linebacker on the active roster. The Cowboys selected Smith in the second round of the 2016 draft despite a serious knee injury suffered in the final game at Notre Dame that scared off many teams. The Cowboys were confident Smith would return in part because their team's physician, Dr. Daniel Cooper, performed the surgery and quelled fears about permanent nerve issues. Smith took the field in 2017 and started 6 of 16 games and finished with 99 tackles and one sack, 4 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback pressures, 2 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles. He moved into the full-time starter's role the next year and recorded at least 150 tackles over the course of the next 3 seasons. His best year was 2018, which included a 69-yard fumble return for a touchdown and recorded 14 tackles in 6 different games. So you can say that I'm lying, I'm wrong, and all that. That's fine. That's fine. You can say that, but I'm just putting out here what is being reported. If I'm wrong, then there's a lot of other guys that are wrong as well. So that's where we are. The Dallas Cowboys are, and here's the other point in here too. This is also sending a message to everybody else. We about winning. It doesn't matter who you are. Don't matter, we know that Jalen Smith last year was called a cornerstone piece. That Jalen Smith, he's a cornerstone piece of the Dallas Cowboys. There's nothing wrong with corner. Okay, that stuff is gone. This whole thing of, we the Dallas Cowboys and we got the star on our helmet and we just got to show up. No. Not today. Not today. So that's kind of sending a message to everybody that, listen, you want to be part of the Dallas Cowboys? You got to be about the Dallas Cowboys, and you got to be all in. We don't want to hear none of this stuff that is too complex. We don't want no excuses. We don't want no swipes, and maybe it was the swipe on Sunday. I don't know. Maybe it was a swipe. How you get fired on your day off? Good question there. Good question. The Cowboys app is now reported. So, shout out to look, we've been on here for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. We beat a whole lot of these mother humpers. Jaylon ran like he had wet shrimp in his pants. Oh man, come on, L4. Why you gotta be wet shrimp? Damn, and his arms are always going twice the speed of the oh man. Got cut for swiping on 2nd and 8. Come on, man. Damn. D-Law is dead weight. And this is you just mentioned D-Law. D-Law is I don't want to do that one. I like DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence let Jobu interview him one time. But money talks and BS walks. Oh, come on, man. He didn't sign with the Canadian football team as the water boy. Man, damn. Jeff Lee, I'm the man. Weren't you just telling me I was wrong? And that's the problem. The contract was too much. Nobody want to take on $9.2 million salary for next year that has an injury guarantee on it. This is nothing. Listen, it's nothing personal. We're trying to run a business here, okay? We're running a business here. D-Law gets double teamed. Cheyenne Wilson, Jaylon just hasn't been good against the run, and maybe the knee is not good. That's possible. I bet anything that Jaylon lands in the NFC East, and that's possible. But are you going to look and say, I'm scared of Jalen Smith being on the thing you'd have to be scared of is with Jalen Smith, basically give out the calls and the signals, basically rat out the system. That's the biggest thing you have to worry about. And that's where if you're, the Eagles or the Giants or things like that you might do that. The Law is next. 105 to 5, the fan rate. No one signs he will land in Philly. If I had to cut 3, Jaylon, D-Law, and our kicker. Jaylon to the Washington football team. He looks slow and out of position. It's too bad. And it's, I'll be honest. It's sad because, but although, listen, he had a catastrophic injury. Let's be clear here. Most teams didn't think he would ever play. The fact that he ended up being able to play and to get $35 million guaranteed, it's not like, he did something we all wish we could do. I'd love for the Cowboys to cut me and I'd gotten paid $35 million. Look for AB to go next? Yeah, but see, there's a difference here with Anthony Brown. We don't have that much depth like we do at linebacker. Reggie Mitchell, man, what the fuck? They're laughing. Okay. The 105 is annoying. Okay. Smith come to Philly. David will come to Philly. Yeah, y'all can take him. The internet should have been cut. Dallas will regret this move. My man Stewart says Jaylon being cut. Too bad we couldn't have traded for a ham sandwich. We actually tried. We tried to. They said they had some talks. They tried to move him, but people just didn't want to take that contract on. Philly wants Smith. The guy hustles on the field, sideline to sideline, nobody's business. He'll be a great asset somewhere. I've been waiting for this day. Me too. Hello, Mark. Dallas looking good. Had COVID. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. These are going so fast. Hopefully you're feeling a lot better. I'm sorry. I lost who that was. No one's scared of Philly. It's a business. Yeah, it's that's straight up what it is. It is a business decision. Nothing more, nothing less. This has got nothing to do with hate. Jerry Jones, I know, really liked Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith was liked in the locker room. But in the end, it's all about the money. And Jalen Smith being the 5th highest cap hit on your team when you know next year we're going to be way over. And the Cowboys are looking at this right now. See, the Cowboys, I started to do a video about this. You know, I'm always doing videos. And I was trying to figure out how I can use Star Trek The Next Generation. See, I'm not good with graphics and stuff, but see, if you take that, and somebody probably take this now, but take that and go ahead and take Commander Picard and put Micah Parsons in there, you know, end up putting in there Diggs in there, because right now it seems like the Dallas Cowboys have begun the process of getting the next generation of Cowboys. Like it or not, Terrence Steele is playing really, really good. You look at him and say, you know, he may be the replacement for Lyle Collins. You look at Micah Parsons, he's already the replacement for Jalen Smith. You look at guys like Keanu O'Neal that are also coming in there. You're beginning, you know, CeeDee Lamb. That's from the next generation. You're seeing the next generation of guys that's making those older guys expendable. And ideally, as sad as it is, because we want this to be like when I was a kid, okay? When I was a kid watching football, and I look at the football gods there, you only ever saw Randy White in a Cowboy uniform. You only saw a Charlie Waters or a Roger Staubach in that Cowboys uniform. There was a free agency. They were forever players, and you loved them because they were Cowboy players. That's not the NFL anymore. The NFL is about getting that next group of guys in here as cheap as possible that can make the plays and all that, and when they're done, move on someplace else. And we get attached. We still get attached to those players and love them. But the reality is you're only good for so long. And you're just setting yourself up when you fall in love with the player with your heart. I very rarely buy jerseys of players anymore, because it's so transient. There's no guarantee that a guy's going to be there next year. So unless it's like Dak, we're not getting rid of the quarterback, or if it's like a player that's been a great player for everybody, like, let's say Dez Bryant, who was there, or a player who may be a generational one, you don't really invest in them because you just don't know. Gallup makes us elite. But see, here's the problem for Gallup, though. The Dallas Cowboys offense is still humming without Michael Gallup. So you look at it and say, do I pay him $12 million? $13 million, right? Or do I go ahead and say Noah Brown, Cedric Wilson? I got CD. I got Amari Cooper, who even with cracked ribs, he's still playing. Michael Gallup's not. I played really well without Michael Gallup for, 3-6 games. Those guys are a lot cheaper. So to pay that kind of money for a third wide receiver, that makes it a little more difficult. Why not a trade? Because his contract costs too much money. He literally costs too much money. Nobody wanted to trade for that contract. He'll have an easier time signing with somebody now that he doesn't. Cut D-Law 2 then. Going to tiptoe to the Super Bowl. Still don't make sense. Cut Anthony Brown, sorry ass. Philly D. What's up, Philly D? I can't tell you. Well, there's a difference between cutting a D-back and cutting linebackers. If you cut Anthony Brown, he apparently at the moment he's the best one because he's starting. Jalen Smith wasn't a starter. Jalen Smith was like our fourth, let me say again, fourth linebacker, okay? And Anthony Brown's only getting like $4 million. Jalen Smith's getting like $9 million. So to have $9.2 million as a backup and have to risk an injury settlement, nah, bro. That's why they did that move. Don't feel bad for Jalen Smith because he got paid. He got paid. The players probably are shocked, but they're going to have to suck it up. They understand this is a business. They have to understand that this is a business. Trying to find any more news here. on it. This broke at the same time as I popped on here. Jane Slater can confirm. My sources tell me Cowboys tried unsuccessfully to trade Jalen Smith. We did everything we asked him. He did everything we asked him to, but ultimately the plays of guys like Keanu O'Neal, Leighton Vander Esch, and I'm told perhaps increased use of Jabril Cox led to the move. A trade isn't likely because the Cowboys have already explored that options per sources. They have a balance of the $7.2 million base salary for the season plus $9.2 million in injury guarantees next year. The latter part is a huge reason why the team is moving on. So it's basically because he has that guarantee. That's it. It's a money move. Yeah, all of these are saying the exact same thing. Yeah, these are all same news, so there's nothing new to report on that. Surprise? Yeah, surprise. I was actually surprised that they brought him back to begin with, that they didn't cut him back in March. So, yeah. Oh, see, this is wrong. Um, wow. Let me see. Do I have? Nope, wrong one.
Mid. You want to know something?
What?
That just read?
What's that?
Jalen Smith paid nearly six figures to change to number 9.
Oh, so,
The
oh,
high,
at least.
the high, six figures.
Well, that's when you got money and you're not too
That's
bright.
ignorant.
Yeah.
You know what you can do with high six figures? You can buy properties. You can invest it into his business to help the black community. There's a lot of things you can do with that kind of money. You ignorant.
Well,
A guy like that deserves to get cut if you spend your money like that. High six figures.
well,
This to change your jersey number. I'm not saying Wilson because Parsons wanted to have number 11.
hold up.
Come on now.
Okay, hang on. Hello. Okay. Okay. For that injury settlement. Yeah. Yep. That's what it is. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Okay. That. Oh, is that hush hush? Oh. Well, and okay, but by conjecture, no. By conjecture, I would think that I've kind of put this as the next generation of Cowboys are already there on the roster because you look at Micah Parsons and what he's being able to do, and you're yeah are going to be. Hmm. Cox, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, and this is the perfect time to do all that because you're looking at lesser talent. So this is and this is where it also makes it actually makes some sense too because he has been playing well. It'll make it easier for him to get a job someplace else. If you had done this in the off season, people would look at it and say you're done. So in a way, this was the Cowboys trying to uh, yeah. But a cancer in the locker room, though? Yeah. I could kind of see. I could see that. I could see that. Okay. Money, money. Um, Well, okay. Well, the problem is the Cowboys, with the projected cap at 210 million, they're still 20 million over for next year, and you have so many free agents that are out there. They have like 30 guys that are contracts are expiring. So you have to figure out who we want to be here. So getting rid of Jalen Smith and knowing that you don't have that injury guarantee makes complete sense. So that's right there, 9.2. You don't have to worry about for next year because if you'd waited till the end of the year, cut him, you still have a cap hit of about half of that. Then you start looking and saying, okay, do we want to keep Tank Lawrence and $20 million? Or if Tank Lawrence goes, then you say, okay, we like Keanu O'Neal. We like, Malik Hooker. We like, Connor Williams. Because all these guys have to get paid. Well, you don't have to worry about that no more. Don't have to worry about the weed. Okay, it's not a suspendable offense any longer. Okay, yeah, so we're good with Randy, and that's another guy who has to get paid at the end of the year. So yeah, and this is yeah, it's funny because I was just kind of people were talking about what about D, and I was kind of like I don't want to talk about D Law, but you can see the Cowboys performing without him and getting more pressure right now without him. He's a great run stopper, great player, but you got to look at it and say $22 million, or can I use that $22 million on more players? So, yeah, okay. I appreciate the info. Okay, appreciate it. Okay, sorry. When you're broadcast media, you have to be online and you have to take the calls too. So, um, I don't know if I should say any of this or not. So, what is being said now? And again, don't shoot the messenger. I trust my source because that was a source that let me know about Dak's brother being committing suicide. That's the source that let me know about Des Bryant's father dying. But allegedly, Jalen Smith has a tendency to run his mouth too much in the locker room, and somewhat beyond the injury settlement is the big key. The Cowboys look at it and say, "You're good, you're good, but you're not the starter anymore." And because Keanu O'Neal is coming back right now, they've liked what they've got from Keanu O'Neal. So they're looking and saying, Keanu O'Neal, yeah, he's costing me, $1 million. Jalen Smith's costing me 9.2, next year if I hold on to him. You look at it and people say, well, why didn't you cut Van Der Esch? Because Van Der Esch is not costing you right now. You can let Van Der Esch go at the end of the year. It's not going to cost you anything next year. So you play the role with him. But apparently they believe Jabril Cox is going to be getting more and more playing time. And the Cowboys are looking at the next few games. When you start talking about playing, the Giants next weekend, they're looking at some of these games as preseason type games where they can get a lot of younger guys in playing, get them experience, get them coached up, and get themselves together. Because ultimately the Cowboys do have a problem for next year. They have a problem for next year, and that is paying people. Somebody had mentioned D-Law here a little bit ago, and I didn't want to – I'm just – because in the back of my mind, I've been thinking about this because the fact that you've got Micah Parsons being able to put pressure on good teams, that the Dallas Cowboys, between Randy Gregory, who got 2 sacks last week, and you look at Randy Gregory and say, Randy Gregory, okay, he doesn't have a whole lot of miles on him. We can re-sign him relatively inexpensive. Micah Parsons, he's the field general out here. We can hold on to him. And we have all these other young guys in here. You're looking at the next generation of Cowboys. You could look and you could say that with DeMarcus Lawrence, because of his contract, it would have behooved us to move on from him sooner than later, when you could have traded him to get something for him. You got D-Law. D-Law, who played really good for you. D-Law now, he had back surgery, right? He had back surgery in the offseason, so he couldn't work out during training camp. Second year in a row. This is the second back surgery that he's had. And now he's got the broken foot where you're out 6 to 8 weeks. That's half the season. Your best ability is your availability. There's no guarantee that you look beyond next year with D-Law and he's back. Just saying. And you could call me a hater. You could say, "Oh, whatever." I'm giving you the reality of what it is to run an NFL team. The problem is you can't just go out and say, "I want this guy, this guy, this guy, and this," because you have to be able to pay them under the cap rules. And it's a delicate balance of holding on to a guy for too long and replacing him. If you look at what New England had done, New England never has retirement parties for guys because they constantly are reloading the deck. They'll let a Pro Bowler go because they know that they can get a compensatory pick. You look at our team right now, this team isn't built because we signed a whole bunch of our veterans. We let them mother humpers go. This defense is turned around because they drafted a lot of great players. You look at Golson out there, who's already got a half a sack. You look at Micah Parsons, what he's done already. You look at OC on the defensive line. Those two guys right there are pretty much as good as almost anybody other than Neville Gallimore that we had last year. And they've only played in a couple of games. And you got a Neville Gallimore. This team is being built by young players. Holding on to old guys, it's not the way. It doesn't work. So speed, aggression, athletic, and hard hitters is what they're looking for. And when you get old, you can't do that the same anymore. You just can't. Wow. This has been a crazy, crazy evening. And so what my person was telling me is D-Law's agent that they don't want to be here next year after this year, that they're ready to make a move. So, and see, again, here's the thing. You look at D-Law's contract of, I honestly hate this, because this is the part that hurts about being a football fan, is getting to like people. Let's see. So if we look at over the cap on his contract, and unfortunately they restructured some of his deal, DeMarcus Lawrence's hit for next year is $27 million. Let me say it again. DeMarcus Lawrence hit next year is $27 million. If he is a pre-June 1st cut, you got 44 and dead. If he's a post, wow. I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Okay, so here's the deal with DeMarcus Lawrence. If he is cut pre-June 1st, it's a $19 million hit or $27 million in salary cap, which is 12.7% of your cap. If he's a post-June 1st, then he's only an $8 million cap hit. Listen. I'm not saying they should or shouldn't, but they've got a money issue. And you have to look at this and say, do you go ahead and hold on to D-Law, or do you end up going out there and getting, re-signing a Keanu Neal, a Malik Hooker, a Connor Williams, okay? Because when you're talking about $27 million, guys, you know, most of the free agents that we bought in that made this defense good were about $10 million. So don't be mad at me, okay? I'm just – you have to look at this from Micah Parsons, 2.5 sacks in 4 games, 21 pressures. DeMarcus Lawrence, 2020, 6.5 sacks. 2019, 5 sacks. 2018, 10.5 sacks. I got no words. I got no words on it. No one like D-Law. I agree, Tony Johnson's King slap saying dameless. Which game would we get help? We've been screwed. We haven't been screwed. Jalen Smith is not a starter, guys. Jalen Smith played 15 snaps against Tampa Bay. 15. The only reason why he got more snaps was because D-Law was out. Okay? And Keanu Neal. If Keanu Neal did not have COVID last week, Jalen Smith, who did not start last week, would probably had 20 snaps. Jalen Smith is not a difference maker. He's not. Okay? You can be scared. Oh, he might go to the... so what? Orlando Scandrick went there, and what happened? Nothing. We've had players go to the Washington football team, and nothing. Okay? Seriously. Chill. This is a business decision, and a decision that you may not like. But guess what? If we did, or if the Cowboys did all the things that we wanted to do, we'd have Urban Meyer right now as a head coach. How do you think that would work out for us if we had Urban Meyer right now? Seriously. Yeah. Because that's what some of you mother humpers wanted. Urban frickin' Meyer. Okay? So chill out, good people. The Cowboys, they actually seem to have their shit together. Dennis White, the key Smith for Dallas is Tyrone Smith and the true studs. Sorry, the chats are going through so fast it's hard to keep up with it. Only thing, Jaylon will have energy on the field and no performance. The bigger question that here's what I would like to be. I would like to find out from the players how the players, his teammates, are feeling right now. Are they in a state of shock? Are they happy about it? Where are we with that right now? That's what I would want to know, is how is the team handling this? You know, we don't know what goes on in the locker room with the players and things like that, you know, with it. We know that Jalen Smith did not want to take responsibility last year when it came to Mike Nolan's defense. You know, it was too complex. You know, and he was part of the reason that Mike Nolan had issues there because, of course, if you are vocal against the coach, then, you know, that kind of dynamic is not what the ownership wants. And we know that Jalen Smith is one that would do a whole lot of talking. And at the end of the year, when our defense was the worst historically ever, and I mean ever, he was the one that was like, look at the film. It's not me. Okay. No, Ray, I will check my email, buddy, as soon as I get out of here. So, yeah, that's where we are with Jalen Smith. Surprised that it happened this week, but not surprised that it happened. Football is not his number one priority. Hey, I ain't mad at him. He got paid. He got paid. Was Jalen Smith tradable? They tried. Here's the thing. They tried to trade him, but they couldn't get anybody that would take the contract on. Most people looked at it and said it's too much money for Jalen Smith. It's not like he was a Khalil Mack. You had a lot of numbers because the Dallas Cowboys defense was terrible. But when you look at him play and tackle a lot of times, Jalen Smith was more often holding on for dear life. I wanted Nore, 3 months. Shout out to you, Nore. I wanted to get to Mario Davis a few years ago when he left the Jets. And the reason being is if you watch the tape of Jalen Smith and then you watch DeMario Davis and you see what a middle linebacker is supposed to tackle, you don't get carried up the field. And more times than not, Jalen Smith is doing this ankle tackle where he's holding on for dear life and he's being carried for 3-4 yards, a lot of times to the first down. Jalen Smith, because of that ankle, which he really never really, I don't think, got completely right, was never able to really step into tackles where he could really do that damage like you want. Well, we have to, here's the thing. You can either pay me now or you can pay me later. And the Cowboys decided we're going to go ahead and pay this now and be done with this because we can't afford to keep him on the roster. We can't afford to keep him on the roster next year at that price. Just can't. As much as, you say, I like Jalen Smith and his personality and all that, you just can't do that in today's NFL. You just can't. It's too much money. Let me see if I can get something working here. Hang on for a second, guys. Hold up for a second here. Just bear with me for a second. This is what happens when you have broadcast media. Okay, here we go. This is some cold stuff that somebody did right here. But this is what Slightly Biased posted. And this is kind of wrong, but I'm going to play it.
What's this game here tonight? So every game I play is a must-win. Kyler Murray's played like that tonight. Here's Murray, got some pressure, great patience. There's the hook up to Hopkins.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins down the sideline, turning people around, and he'll be taken down.
That effort.
What's this game here tonight?
One more time.
So every game I play is a must-win.
Jalen Smith right here.
Kyler Murray's played like that tonight. Here's Murray, got some pressure, great patience. There's the hook up to Hopkins.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins down
So that's what somebody, that's the kind of stuff people are posting right now. And that may be Jalen Smith was tired. It may be that Jalen Smith was tired. So it is what it is. I wish him well. I hope he gets another job and plays well. But, the Cowboys have to move on. You can't get tied into to a guy for too long. You just can't. And unfortunately, it is a business that you have to play with your head. He got his whole salary for this season. The $17 million, he'll end up getting the whole 7-2. He's already paid part of it. So he'll get that. And he, of course, got $35 million guaranteed out of the contract. So don't feel too bad for Jalen Smith that, he's poor now and doesn't have anything. He's going to be okay. He is going to be okay. We seriously don't give it. Okay. That sums it up, though. I think y'all are worse than Philly fans. Zeke is good, but overpaid. Man, they quit on the defense that year. Oh, my God. They quit so bad. Oh, my God, last year. It was just like, yeah. Little Debbie, what's up? We're getting blinded by the hype of Parsons just like Leighton Vander Esch. Hell, I don't we paid him and we still refuse to give 100%. I know Joseph Heatherly, he's old school. He's like, screw him. Get him out of here. He's a bum. Get him out of here. Did Jaylon fit the scheme, or did he not just produce enough for the contract? Both. He wasn't exactly the best fit for it. The problem with Jalen Smith is, with that foot, Jalen Smith was a liability in pass coverage. Jalen Smith cannot cut. He cannot plant and push off. And it ended up being a problem when you're going to tackling. When you need to get a linebacker to tackle somebody for a loss, he couldn't do it. And when you needed him to cover somebody, it was difficult for him to make the moves and be able to respond. Jimmy Cook, we need room at that position, and Jaylon was the worst defensive player on our team last year, and he's not fast enough this year for Dan Quinn. Once fast and physical. I agree with you on that. What's on the menu on Sunday? Oh, Hawk, you're coming down too. I forgot about that. We're going to be doing Italian subs, so Jason Garrett can throw it up. We'll be doing Italian sub. We'll probably do some more of the pulled pork. We'll do Jobu wings, and maybe a birthday cake. Maybe we'll have a birthday cake. Last year, the defense was horrible as a whole. It wasn't just Jaylon. I agree with you on that, Chris. But your middle linebacker is the team leader, the heart and soul of it. Well, that's where, Skipper, true. Vander Esch is always hurting. That is a problem. But that's where you have a Keanu Neal. That's where you got a Jarrell Cox. That's where you've got a Luke Gifford. Most wise one. Parsons is a beast already. Parsons, Vander Esch. There you go. You have a lot of guys. The linebacker position is one of the deepest positions we have on the field. And to pay a guy who's your fourth linebacker for next year is what we're talking about. You can't do it. You just can't do it. So that is the major news for tonight. I don't know if my brethren out there are out there with this story or not. I don't want to take up all of the YouTube. I've already been on for an hour here, and I'm sure you guys want to hear from others as well. But, yeah, this is a major surprise tonight that I really just, wow. Vander Esch released. That definitely is a surprise. On Sunday, going to get your pulled pork. Okay. Who's replacing Jalen's roster spot? Don't know just yet. It won't come official until tomorrow. Sarah Green, it's crazy. Leighton Dutch was terrible Sunday. Hawk is like, screw Jaylon. What's on the menu? Jaylon swiped himself out of Dallas. West Coast about to be hot. Yeah, Mark, who will be taking Jalen's spot? Probably you're going to see Jarrell Cox playing a lot more. And Keanu Neal is coming back, too, this week from COVID. So, basically, Jalen Smith is out. Jarrell Cox is in. Mike McCarthy for Coach of the Year. Why not? Well, if the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl, he would get it. They have a plan for that. No, right now, as far as we know, Leighton Vander Esch is not. Yeah, Keanu Neal is coming back from COVID, so he'll be taking it. Because remember, the first game against Tampa Bay, Jalen Smith only played 15 snaps. So with Keanu Neal back, and then you start looking at Cox. If Cox is actually beginning to wow them in practice, you can look at them and say, okay, we're okay without him. Keanu Neal does. Nathan Henry. There's good talent in next year's draft. Because if Jalen Smith had gotten hurt, sometime this season and could never play, the Cowboys are on the hook for him for next year as well. Gallup is only good because of Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb. No, McCarthy is not coach of the year. If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I can guarantee he will be. Mike McCarthy is our wicked leak off the field. But, Jason Garrett won it, and we didn't win the Super Bowl, guys. Piss poor roster management. First the Fat Boys break up, now this. Come on, man. I'm thinking Nathan's hot dogs for Sunday. Actually, David, it should be Italian sausage subs, too. I've got these. I know where it gets. Scott Hannah, nice. Thank you for the super chat. Now let D-Law. Jordan Jordan Lewis in the offseason re-sign Kazee, Curse, Neal, and pick up a solid quarterback in free agency. There you go. I could do that. This is exactly like a post June 1st cut. Cowboys ain't okay, Philippines expiration. Who knows? We don't know. Shout out, Calvin. Calvin, I found out I've been up for a year. I mean, it's funny. Somebody just shared with me. Jalen Smith cut a YouTube video. Yeah. Got it. Just checking a few things. So we wasted money on D-Law and Jaylon. This is story to be first all national. Oh, tomorrow morning will be huge, guys. Watch, it comes out flat and loose and closes. Okay. If Neal doesn't get this COVID, that this happens 2 weeks ago. You're probably right. Italian meatballs and sausage subs. Sausage subs are really good with tomato sauce. This is Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn's team. McCarthy just scratching his balls. Ooh. Come on. He's getting coffee and donuts, man. Lance, they tried to trade him. They tried. If I'm Kellen Moore, I'm sticking around because the coaching jobs will be his if he remains patient. Wow, I'm shocked. Dallas versus New York, your birthday, Mark. Yes, it will be. Jobu, Dallas Cowboys. D-Law D-Law did not get cut. Can't retrace without takers. Okay. Don't get that one, but all right. So I'm going to go ahead and wind this up. It's been actually great hanging out with you guys this evening and having this breaking news that Jalen Smith has been cut. Most wise one, Mark, get 40,000 subs. Oh, yeah, I tell you what, all you good people, we have 1,286 of you guys here. Sunday is my birthday, and you know I believe in the power of 4. Dak Prescott, our quarterback. Sunday will be my 56th year on this planet. 56 years. And I'm hoping to get to 40,000 subscribers by Sunday. 40,000. When I talked about this on Sunday, I think I was like 800 away. But because of the great support from you great fans out there, it has grown quite a bit. And I believe, let me see. Oh, my goodness. We're at 39,709. We are 281 of you away. So help a brother out. Listen, I know everybody's out there now talking about this. I know everybody's out there talking about Jalen Smith being cut. But guess what, guys? We've been on here talking about it for an hour and 15 minutes. We were on here within 5 minutes of Adam Schefter tweeting this out. We've gotten some inside information called in while we were on here. Help a brother out, because we try and keep you up to date with everything that is the Dallas Cowboys. But not only do we do that, nobody, and I mean nobody else, brings you the funny like we do. You know what I mean? Nobody brings you the funny like we do.
Oh, big run. Oh, he fumbled. Oh, he fumbled. Shit.
He's still.
Slay. Now he's about to lose his mind.
He hasn't seen the play yet.
We love you too, Sarah. We love you too. So I appreciate everybody being here. And, of course, don't be an idiot.
What an idiot! What an idiot!
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the wrong clip. But it is time to turn out the lights, y'all. This party's over.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.